Hi. All right, this is an excerpt. Let's start. Cam, pronounced Cam, not Calm, was my partner in Chem Lab. I think his full name was Cam Fong or Cam Kong, and his family was from Laos, but I could be wrong, as we weren't very close. We could have been, probably should have been, but there was a darkness in him that I'd always found unsettling. He was also in a fraternity, which was a deal breaker for me at 18, because even in my loneliness, I couldn't shed those silly prejudices based on my own insecurities. All Cam wanted was for me to come down to the house and smoke a bowl, maybe listen to some Dave Matthews, maybe get a hand job from one of his many lady friends. I now realize he was one of the few people who actually reached out to me. 2 years after he gave up, I learned from a mutual acquaintance that he'd actually gotten kicked out of his frat for an alleged sexual assault, which validated my self-imposed solitude. Cam used to amuse me with his hatred of fobs, fresh off the boat, first-generation Asian immigrants whose only crime was being themselves, firing off one loathsome slur after another while we balanced equations or made sodium bicarbonate or whatever the hell it was we did to get that science credit. It's shameful how hard I used to laugh whenever he talked about the lean, stork-like Taiwanese boys that wandered in and out of the engineering hall with their weak chins and bulbous Adam's apples ballooning from their throats like tumors, whenever he'd mimic the way they'd ask for potatoes in the dining hall. And then there was Shiho, or Miho. I can't say I quite remember her name, but I've never been good with names or faces or people. Cam despised Shiho, his shoulders hunching every time she opened her mouth or sputtered that self-conscious giggle of hers whenever she stumbled over words she probably understood better than either of us. I remember the way he mockingly stammered the words Avogadro's hypothesis in her soft vocal timbre. I don't even know what an Avogadro's hypothesis is anymore. I didn't even really know what it was back then, but I bet she did, and I bet she still does. Avo, he stammered. She's fucking killing me, man. I blew cigarette smoke into the night sky, which was a dark orange. It would soon begin to snow. Hey man, he said, you should rush next semester. I can get you in, seriously. I told him I'd think about it, and pictured Shiho's quiet face poring over her notes in lab. Her lab partner was this quiet black kid on the track team. They seemed to like each other. Sometimes when she explained things to him, leaning over and pointing, tapping the equations on his notebook with her pencil, the two of them would laugh. No one else seemed to have a problem with her. I looked up. Snow started to fall in tiny flakes. Ever look at that face, Cam asked? Eyes all bugging out. It's creepy as hell, man. No longer able to smoke my cigarette, the paper wet with snow. I tossed it on the sidewalk and crushed the soggy tobacco under my shoe. Cam continued smoking. His cigarette burned unevenly, the underside gray ash, the topside wet paper. Seriously though, man, her eyes bug out like she has psychic powers and shit. Like she's gonna make our heads explode. You know, like in that movie with that bitch and the pig's blood. Carrie, I said. I knew that movie well. A lot better than I could ever admit to someone like him. To this day, if Carrie is on TV, I'm compelled to watch. I see her cowering in the library, clutching books to her chest, and immediately become 12 again, breathlessly mesmerized by this wounded and delicate girl. I remember the locker room scene, the slow tracking shot of all those girls getting dressed, the naked ones toweling off, steam swelling in the background. Carrie showers alone, cloaked in mist like a dream. I linger on her body as she washes her breasts, caresses her belly. Then her classmates pelt her with tampons and maxi pads, and I'm ashamed for watching, ashamed for being there. I want so badly for those girls to pay. So when the prom scene finally arrives, my heart stops. There's something so elegant in the way Carrie walks past her burning classmates, the pink blood sucking her dress against her skin, her eyes shining brightly through her blood-tussled hair and crimson mask, her slender frame backlit by flames as she leaves the gymnasium. Everyone screams. I never felt she was a monster. I wanted to take her hand, let her rest her bloody head on my shoulder, maybe ask for forgiveness. Kea blew a tangle of smoke which clung to the wet night air. I put my hands in my pockets, flakes of snow dotting our cheeks and shoulders. Smoke leaked insistently through the soggy paper of his cigarette. I better get back, he said. Seriously though, let's party sometime. No joke. We slapped hands and went our separate ways. I walked back to the dorms, backwards so I can see my footprints in the snow, thinking about Shiho's face, which I'd always found pleasant. Thank you.